Morning, everyone. Welcome to Advisory. This group of lessons is going to be about growth. We have about 5 different lessons. We're going to talk a little bit about what growth looks like, what failure looks like, how we can actually benefit from failing, and also just kind of how to combat those negative thoughts that keep us from trying new things and from growing and developing. So this picture here, this is a Victoria Arlen who was 11 when she fell into a coma and was paralyzed from the waist down. But that didn't stop her. So to get her muscles stronger, she started swimming. And at first, she could barely float, but after years of practice, she mastered swimming without using her legs. And she was able to compete in the Paralympics in 2012, where she won 4 gold medals and set a world record in her category. So this is an example of somebody who had a setback and persevered by keeping at it, and she expanded her can-do circle. So we're going to talk a little bit about what can-do circles are. We're going to create our own throughout this series of lessons. Also, again, going to define failure and success. And we're going to listen to our explorer voices, which we're going to talk more about in a future lesson. So this is Helen Keller. And when she was 18 months old, she became both deaf and blind. So though she would never hear or see again, she was still able to accomplish many things during her life. So here we see this can-do circle. And inside the can-do circle are the things that at 18 months, even though she lost her hearing and the ability to hear and see, she was still able to do other things. So she, in her can-do circle, was touch, sleep, and eat. And here, when she was 7 years old, a woman named Anne Sullivan taught her the alphabet by drawing it out on her hand. So she was then at 7, able to add the alphabet to her can-do circle. These are all things that she's mastered, things that she can do. And once she knew the alphabet, she then went on to read countless books in Braille and went on to graduate from college. She wrote 12 books of her own and became a public speaker. And so those things were then able to be included in her can do circle. So, in addition to being able to touch, sleep, and eat, and she knew the alphabet, she later became a college graduate, an author, and a public speaker. So, all of these things were placed in her can do circle. So, after losing her eyesight and hearing, she couldn't do much, but she kept expanding the things that she could do little by little as she got older. So by the end of her life, her can do circle had grown so much that she became a worldwide hero, which is why we all know of her today, by all the things that she accomplished despite being both deaf and blind. So with that, we have this can do circle here. So there's a can do and a not yet circle. And the way this works is everything that you do or you can do is going to be in the middle. And then anything that you want to accomplish but you have not yet gotten there goes into the not yet circle. So the not yet, the idea of a not yet circle is these are things that we acknowledge that we aren't able to accomplish currently, but we want to make the efforts to get there. So the following lessons will show you how to grow by expanding that can do circle. So you would see like the can do circle like getting bigger and bigger, growing into the not yet circle. And so with that, for today's reflection, since we're going to create one of these circles of our own later on in these series of lessons, for today's reflections, I just want you to start thinking about the things that you can already do in your life and then the things that you cannot do yet. And there's an emphasis on the word yet because those are the things that we want to accomplish and put the effort towards accomplishing. So take a minute. If the teacher wants to pause the video and lead a discussion on what is in their can do circle and what's in their not yet circle, would be a good opportunity to do so. Really, I just want you to start a discussion, talk about it with the person next to you. What are the things you currently can do? What are the things you cannot yet do? And then, yes, thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.